confused as due to being land redistribution cannot be pursued because we are scared white people are going to leave?
No, it must be.
Okay.
The question is, when we get our majority, what are we going to do about it? We did have our majority, 2/3, and we're supposed to advance. The agenda of regime change doesn't arise because of Ramaphosa is the president of the country now and Mbalula and everybody else. It is ever present. It's not going to change. And they will continue with that agenda, and the DA is a mouthpiece, not only, but the stumbling block, and to getting rid of this particular ANC bit by bit. Now, the question is, when we get our majority back, what are we going to do about it?
Will you get it with the DA that is doing all of this right next to your hip?
We will get it because our people have not gone to the DA and they don't believe in the DA. The DA is not expanding as a party. It has actually saturated. And it has tried everything, including getting black like me and many others to be at the helm of that particular political party in order to gain the majority. They've used Musi Maimani, they've used everybody, up until they went back to who they are. Because Freedom Front was knocking in the doorstep. For the first time when they tried to erode the base of the black masses of this country, the DA lost numbers. And Helen Zille had to come back. On his way out, she had to shut the door and come back. And then Musi Maimani and them were put into the streets. And then that's where it is. So they will never, at best, our people will stay away from us.
You know, FikileMbalula has to be the most confused politician or leader in our political sphere. Or maybe we should even extend it beyond FikileMbalula as an individual. I just say that the ANC is the most politically and ideologically confused organization. You listen to FikileMbalula here and how he characterizes the DA. He characterizes the DA as agents of regime change. He characterizes the DA as a formation which is anti-transformation, and a formation which does not believe that black people deserve a redress after what colonialism and apartheid did to the black people who are the natives of this land. This is the characterization that FikileMbalula, who happens to be the ANC's Secretary General, and we know as the norms and tradition of the ANC that a Secretary General or the SGO office is the custodian of all the ANC's communication. So it's safe to say that what FikileMbalula is saying is a representation of the ANC's thoughts. Okay. So now, having listened to this characterization that FikileMbalula is giving of the DA, then he goes on to say that they themselves the African National Congress, are still committed to economic transformation. And at the center of that economic transformation, it is the returning and the restoration of the land to its rightful owners, which are the natives of this land, the Africans. So when you take these two positions, the characterization that Fikile Mbalula and the ANC are giving of the DA, and then you take the characterization of their mission that he claims that they as the ANC, their mission, then the question becomes how to then reconcile the two. While on the other hand, you're claiming that this was their anti-transformation, they are opposed to the return of the land. You say you are pro this. It means there's nothing that brings you together. Yet, the very same ANC still went into bed with this DA at the exclusion of pro-black political formations. And of course, I'm saying pro-black in inverted commas itself. Because what they say, here now I'm referring to the likes of Umkhonto we Sizwe Party and the economic freedom fighters. Yes, in terms of their policies and their rhetoric, they are pro-black. So logic would have dictated that if the ANC were indeed serious about returning the land, the ANC received 40% of the votes. Umkhonto we Sizwe Party received 14%, with the EFF receiving 9%. That gives you, if you were to add the likes of PAC and others, that would have given you a 2/3 majority that is needed for you to return the land. But the fact that the ANC decided against that and rather went with the DA, it tells you just how confused and somehow useless the ANC has become. Thank you guys for tuning in.